In April this year, the exchange rate was 10. Multi-choice increased by 15%. So if they claim that a depreciation of the cedi is the basis for the increases that they were doing, in April this year, when the cedi was trading at 10, they increased by 15%. If the cedi is trading at 12, they'll reduce by 30%. I'm working my own mathematics. So we'll take our mathematics to the meeting and we'll see whose math is stronger. But bottom line, there will be a reduction. At the end of the day, you better so. They're not patriots. They don't love this country. Everyone who loves this country thinks that some judge is doing something right relative to DSTV. And so I'm not doing too much. I'm doing the least that I can do as minister. My fidelity as minister is to the Ghanaian people. Service to the Ghanaian people. I serve at the pleasure of a president who cares deeply about the Ghanaian people. And so in this ministry, we will serve the best interest of the Ghanaian people. They did not say I was doing too much when we made MTN offer 214 gig instead of 92 gig. They did not say we're doing too much when both Telecel and AT offered 250 gig instead of 190 gig. It's benefits to the Ghanaian people. So any Ghanaian who says that making us pay what our friends across Africa are also paying, because we are being fleeced and being made to pay more, and they say I'm doing too much, I want to see their passport again and see if they enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you. Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Oh, hi, this is Jackie.
Please subscribe to Morris TVGH.
Hello, everyone. Please sit. CEOs of Telecel Ghana, AT, Deputy Director Generals from the NCA, directors from the ministry, the Chief Director of the ministry, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Thank you for joining us today as we address two very important matters currently engaging the attention of the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation and the regulator, the NCA. These two key issues go to the heart of consumer protection, fairness, and the sustainability of our digital and communications ecosystem. Today's briefing will provide clarity on the interventions taken and suspension notice served by the regulator to MultiChoice Ghana Limited. The 30-day deadline given to MultiChoice by the NCA expires tomorrow, 6th September 2025. It will be recalled that the NCA had requested for a breakdown of the cost build-up for the various bouquet offerings by MultiChoice in Ghana and in 7 other African countries on the 4th of August 2025. That information was not delivered by MultiChoice. This led to the consequential imposition of a 10,000 Ghana cedi daily fine effective 14th of August 2025 in line with the dictates of the Electronic Communications Act on MultiChoice Ghana. The regulator also served a 30-day notice of suspension effective 7th of August 2025. However, ahead of the expiration of the suspension notice tomorrow, MultiChoice yesterday reached out to the ministry and the regulator, indicating now a willingness to comply to address the pricing concerns through a consultative process as was adopted by the ministry with the MNOs during the data pricing reduction exercise. Consequently, we've taken the decision to immediately establish a stakeholder committee comprising representatives from the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the regulator, the NCA, MultiChoice Ghana, and MultiChoice Africa. I will personally chair the committee. MultiChoice has requested a 30-day window for the committee to arrive at what percentage of reduction will be achieved. So let's be clear. They have finally accepted that there will be a reduction. Now they want us to discuss the level of reduction. It is enough for us to reach this decision, inclusive of weekends. Therefore, the committee has a strict 14-day mandate, inclusive of weekends, to conclude its work and present a suitable price reduction structure for the people of Ghana by the 21st of September 2025. The government is mindful that there is currently an acquisition, in this case there is an acquisition, of MultiChoice Africa by the Canal Plus Group by end of September 2025. I have therefore held engagements with Canal Plus and secured their confirmation that they will abide by any agreements that the stakeholder committee we're setting up today reaches with MultiChoice Ghana. They'll be bound by the reductions that we agree. I also have the commitment that Ghana will be placed as a priority on Canal Plus's management's playbook, and Ghana will be the first country they will visit for us to have conversations on possible further reductions when Canal Plus also takes over. You can be rest assured, by 21st of September, we would have arrived at a destination that sees Ghanaians pay less than they currently pay for their multi-choice bouquets. In light of transparency and accountability, we'll make the report of the committee available to the public by 21st of September when that committee is done with its work. But we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. However, the NCA still has the mandate to ensure that they collect what is due from the fines that we imposed on MultiChoice for the almost 24 days before they provided the information that they did not provide the information. 10,000 cedis a day for 24 days. Still 30% or less? Yes, still 30%. The Ghanaian cedi today is trading at a stronger rate than it was trading on the 7th of January when John Dramani Mahama swore the oath as president. The cedi today is still stronger than the cedi when Nana-Addo handed over the reins of government. And so yes, still 30% for the Ghanaian people. Has the penalty been paid? I made that point that I expect the regulator to collect. It's not been paid yet because MultiChoice only delivered the information we requested yesterday. And so the NCA will act as the regulator to collect that penalty, as they always do in the case. And I'm fully confident in the capacity of the NCA to do what has to be done. MultiChoice. Well, I would not want to impugn any motive to MultiChoice decision to wait till barely 48 hours to the conclusion. Let's just say they saw light at the end of the tunnel very late and realized that the ministry was not going to back down. They realized that Ghanaians fully back the ministry and that the ministry has the support. In fact, this is one action the ministry has taken that has bipartisan support. The MPP has endorsed this, the NDC has endorsed this, CPP, everybody in this country has endorsed this action because Ghanaians simply say we won't pay the exorbitant fees again. The law is also clear. The law says that when you're going to suspend, issue a 30-day notice. In that 30-day window, they have the opportunity to engage to remedy the problem. That's the position of the law. And so MultiChoice acting yesterday, 48 hours to the expiration, is fully legal and fully within the law. The law does not say that they must apply and conclude the matter within the 30 days. It says within the 30 days, they must make a move, and they've made that move. Now, they've asked for 30 days. We say we will do 14 days because, again, and that's why I'm chairing the committee myself. As chairman, if it means us meeting on Saturday and Sunday, we will do so. In this ministry, we're a digital ministry. We do 24-hour. We run a 24-hour ministry. My chief director and directors are here. They will tell you, even my deputy minister, on Sunday at 4 p.m. or at 7 p.m., I will send you a message or call you and we work. So this committee will work within 14 days. I'm confident that we will reach finality on what percentage of reduction, because now we've gotten the data we wanted. We'll analyze the data, and on the basis of that, we would come to what is an appreciable reduction for Ghanaians. But like I've indicated, that will not be the end of it. When Canal Plus takes over, we'll engage them again for further reductions. And again, I'm minded that I don't want this committee's work to span longer than the takeover. The takeover is supposed to be end of September. I'll finish whatever negotiations before that takeover happens, so that I have that as my first bite, and as Oliver Twist, when Canal Plus comes, we'll look for a second one. In April this year, the exchange rate was 10. Multi-choice increased by 15%. So if they claim that a depreciation of the cedi is the basis for the increases that they were doing, in April this year, when the cedi was trading at 10, they increased by 15%. If the cedi is trading at 12, they'll reduce by 30%. I'm working my own mathematics. So we'll take our mathematics to the meeting and we'll see whose mass is stronger. But bottom line, there will be a reduction. I didn't know you better so. They're not patriots. They don't love this country. But my circle of friends, they love this country. And everyone who loves this country thinks that Sam George is doing something right relative to DSTV. And so I'm not doing too much. I'm doing the least that I can do as minister. My fidelity as minister is to the Ghanaian people. Service to the Ghanaian people. I serve at the pleasure of a president who cares deeply about the Ghanaian people. And so in this ministry, we will serve the best interest of the Ghanaian people. They did not say I was doing too much when we made MTN offer 214 gig instead of 92 gig. They did not say we're doing too much when both Telecel and AT offered 250 gig instead of 190 gig. It's benefits to the Ghanaian people. So any Ghanaian who says that making us pay what our friends across Africa are also paying, because we are being fleeced and being made to pay more, and they say I'm doing too much, I want to see their passport again and see if they are truly Ghanaians. But any true Ghanaian supports the action that we are taking. And I can tell you, I've spoken to Ghanaians from all walks of life, from all strata of society. Many of them in the last 30 days have not renewed their DSTV after it expired, because they are all waiting to see the completion of this process. And I can assure them that by 21st of September, they will get a cheaper bouquet price. If they don't get a cheaper bouquet price because DSTV after the 14 days refuses to do a reduction, the 30 days would have been up. On the 22nd, we'll enforce the shutdown. Concerns the long-standing dispute between creditors of AT Ghana Limited, which is now escalated in the case of the tower company ATC Ghana, into disconnection of power to telecom sites, resulting in loss of service with potential implications for millions of subscribers. The Ministry and the NCA have taken proactive regulatory steps to safeguard consumers and ensure stability in the telecom sector. I'll give you a bit of background to this. The current impasse between ATC Ghana and AT dates back to 2020. Since then, there have been a series of meetings and exchanges of correspondence aimed at finding a lasting solution to the non-payment of recurring charges and legacy debts by AT. By a letter dated 2nd June 2020, ATC notified the NCA of its intention to suspend electrical power supply to then Airtel Ghana Limited sites, including towers and equipment. The NCA intervened at the time due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Subsequently, several meetings were held in an attempt to ensure that AT honored its monthly charges and settled the legacy debt. Unfortunately, these efforts were unsuccessful, and the debt has continued to accumulate and today stands in excess of $150 million US, leading to the current situation. It looks like ATC is also disconnecting access to my device. Anyway, I'll switch to my manual. It's always good to have manual. In 2021, following the exit of Bharti Airtel from Ghana, the government of Ghana acquired the shares of AT for a purported $1 US in a bid to protect jobs and ensure the continuity of AT, as we were told. The propriety or otherwise of that decision is evident in the current state of affairs. Following this acquisition, ATC began making demands on the government for payment of AT's debt, with threats of shutting down AT sites if these demands were not met. The current situation. On 1st September 2025, ATC commenced the disconnection of power to AT's radio access networks across the country due to the outstanding debt. To avoid a national crisis that could have affected over 3 million subscribers of AT Ghana, the NCA directed AT and Telecom to immediately establish a national roaming agreement, thereby migrating all of AT's traffic onto Telecom's network to minimize disruption. It is important to note at this point that all of AT's services, and I'll be clear here, voice, SMS, data, and AT money remain intact. As Minister, I want to commend the exceptional skills and commitment shown by the technical teams of AT Ghana and Telecom Ghana to pull off this integration under very difficult circumstances. It reaffirms our belief that with the right policy direction, we have the requisite technical expertise in the two companies to make a compelling case for the Ghanaian engineer. We expect to have some challenges, however. Some of AT's customers may experience limited challenges during the traffic migration, though the majority of subscribers are unlikely to notice any disruptions. The NCA and AT will issue timely communication to subscribers to address and resolve any concerns that may arise. What does the future hold? Government has appointed KPMG to act as transaction advisor to provide guidance on the future of AT with the goal of establishing a second strong operator to address the imbalance in Ghana's mobile market. The transaction advisor will also access government's shareholding in Telecom Ghana towards achieving the same goal. The transaction advisor has been given a strict 60-day timeline to complete its work due to the urgency of the situation. On the future of staff of AT Ghana, the government will ensure that the approximately 300 permanent staff of AT retain their employment. I repeat, they will retain their employment, there will be no job losses. I've already met with the staff and offered them assurances in this regard. The transaction advisor has instructions to also consider the fate of the over 200 contract staff of AT. I'm grateful to the staff of AT Ghana for their candor and openness during my engagement with them. I'm fully aware of the gravity of the current situation on the workers, their families, and their dependents, but I remain committed on behalf of the government to protect them from any adverse situation. We will see sunshine very soon. It will happen. Let me be very clear, and I need to be very, very clear on this because we've seen media reportage. This is not a merger. It is also not an acquisition. We're dealing with a force majeure situation, and the work of the transaction advisor and the recommendations from their report will lay out a clear path for the consideration of government. For emphasis, I repeat, what is happening and playing out is not a merger, and neither is it an acquisition. Government urges all stakeholders, including subscribers, tower companies, suppliers, and creditors, to await the outcome of the transaction advisor's work, which will provide clarity on outstanding debts, services, and the future of AT Ghana. Is there any cost for Telecel carrying this out? AT already has a roaming agreement with Telecel and MTN, and so there is no new cost to this. There's already a technical arrangement that has been approved by the NCA for a national roaming agreement between the two companies, so there's no additional cost to the taxpayer or to AT. It's not a merger, yes. It's not an acquisition, yes, because the word merger and the word acquisition are technical terms that have meanings when it comes to businesses. Take, for example, I just spoke about the fact that Canal Plus is acquiring MultiChoice. It's a $300 million acquisition. So Canal Plus is putting down that money and paying off all the shareholders, like pension funds, that are the current owners of MultiChoice. That's not what's happening here. What you have here is a force majeure situation, and in every contract there are force majeure clauses, where an act of God or circumstances beyond human control. I've stated what the liabilities of the company are and the fact that it is unsustainable. So that's the force majeure situation. And so, yes, it is a force majeure situation we're dealing with. And in business, or when you're dealing with companies or corporate entities, where there's a force majeure, there are legal procedures. And that's why we've appointed a transaction advisor. The transaction advisor will take us through the processes to a conclusion. Bye-bye. Thank you. Congratulations. Bye-bye.
What's up, everyone? My name is Serena Fendi, and you're watching Morris TV. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.